I would argue par fives are the most enjoyable hole that you face on a golf course, but they always throw up the question as well, should we go for it? Bravado comes into it, we get a good drive going out there. Do you go for it in two? Do you risk going over that water, over those bunkers, whatever it may be? And do you actually score that well when you do? I've been playing at Warrington now for 10, 15 years, and recently on the par fives, I always go for it in two. It's because it's what I do, but I've not been scoring that well. My average is only 1 under for the 3 par fives in a round of golf at the moment, and generally my drives are not in a position where they're dead. I can't go for the green in two. So I'm going to do a little test today. I'm going to play the 5th, the 15th and the 17th, which are the 3 par fives here at Warrington. One ball, I'm going to play safe. I'm going to lay up each time, not go for the green, but then my second ball, I'm going to try and go for the green. If I can't go for the green though, because it's been a poor drive, that comes and plays into it, because when I do want to go for it, I'm going to try and get it out there a little bit further so it makes my second shot a little bit easier. Let's get this started. We're on the par 5 5th hole at Warrington. It is, what is it now? It's 479 yards, so not the longest hole by any stretch of imagination. A dog leg left to right, 2 bunkers up on the right hand side of the fairway, first one being at 270 yards, and then it's uphill towards the green with quite a protected front and a big fall up on the left of the green, as we can see there. So first ball, we're going to go with the Titleist, which is going to be our layup golf ball, and the TaylorMade will be our go for ball. So let's see how over these 3 holes which comes out the best, and should you be going for it every time in two from a par 5. Standard YouTube warm up, 1 practice swing. It's probably 1 too many, but it's cold, it's windy. Let's see how we get on in this little challenge. First ball, the safe ball. I'm glad that's a safe ball because it's a little bit down the left. It's just caught the edge of the trees, but I'm laying up so it doesn't matter. So ball 2 now. I'm going to try and take it a little bit tighter up the right, just so it makes my second shot a little bit shorter. Let's see how we fare. Oh dear. It's a little bit of a toe hooky one, but you know what? It's not too far away from the first ball. Let's head on down and see how we get on for these next shots. Okay, so we've got to ball 1 and we are 242 yards away. So this is the laying up ball. Just off the fairway, so it's not the worst in the world. But what I can do now, the only real issue for me is these bunkers that are just up here that are only 60 yards away. All I need to do is just sort of choose a number that I want to have in for my third shot. So I'm going to hit a 7-iron because that's going to go 160 up the hill, which will leave me an 80-yard pitch hopefully, which would be my preferred number if I was pitching. So it's a really stress-free option. I've got this tree, but even that's not an issue, and I've got a 40-yard wide fairway now. So pick my target, line it up, and just hit a normal 7-iron. Nice. And that's up there, just shy of the hump, and I reckon I've got about 80-90 yards in there. Easy. Okay, so 232 with this ball. Come through the trees. I've got an okay-ish lie here. It's not bad, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world. For 10 more yards and I would have been probably a lost golf ball. But should I go for it now in this situation? It's an okay lie, like I say, it's not too bad. A little bit of a tee from a 3-wood, so again, I've got a pretty straightforward shot here. It's just that it's early in the morning, it's cold, it's 230 uphill. It's going to require a really good 3-wood, but if I do miss the green up near the green, we've got all the bunkers around it and the slope, so does that bring in too much trouble then? But let's give this a little rip and see how we find out and how we end up. Well, that's probably the best I could get that out of that lie. It's going a little bit right, I think I'm going to be in the front bunker there. We'll have to get up and find out. So we've got up to ball number 1, the safe ball. Let's have a look. We've got 95 yards, so just underestimated my layup a little bit. Is uphill, is a little bit cold, but now pretty stress-free wedge. It is a tight pin on the left as well today, so I can make my normal golf swing. I know that goes 90 yards from here and should have a pretty good look at birdie if I hit a half decent one. Pick my target, make the swing. Nice, looks like it's pitch pin high, so we're going to have a chance at our first birdie. Ball number 2, just shy of the bunker here, and this is where I've been lucky, but in other circumstances it could turn out a little bit wrong. Just pulled up shy of the bunker and now I've got a pretty straightforward pitch. It might be that this was water or whatever and I might not have carried it in some circumstances, and that's where that risk and reward factor comes in, but let's give this one a go. We've got about a 25-yard pitch straight at the flag, 58 degree. I'll land it about 10-15 foot shy and let it just skip up. Bit like that one, pin high, about 4 feet, little push, but another birdie chance. Apologies for the blower noise there, greenkeeper's working hard, but first ball's pitched in here and zipped back a little bit, but we've got that chance for birdie. We've got about a 20 footer now, and this also plays into how good your short game is as well. If you're laying up, if we saw someone like Zach Johnson laying up on every par 5 in the Masters because he trusted his wedge game, maybe it's the strategy that you go for, but let's see how we get on with this one. So laying up is definitely the future, always lay up. Not a bad little roll, that little Brucey bonus. On to ball number 2. The TaylorMade. Pretty simple little tap in here. Oh, well, that didn't go to plan. So after that user error, that silly little miss there, very tentative over it, we've got the layup ball being 1 under after a great putt. We've got the going for it ball being level. Let's get onto this 15th hole here. Only real trouble again is 2 bunkers up the right hand side. The hole's 488 yards and they're about 280 off the tee, the first one. So again, it's just a driver away for me here. I think 17th's probably where I'll change my tee strategy to try and get a little bit of an advantage with the layup golf ball. Let's get this one away. So layup golf ball first. Nicely down the fairway there, safely away. Seems a shame they're going to have to lay that one up. Ball 2, they're going for it ball. Only difference here is the fairway is a little bit more generous than the 5th, so I can give it a little bit more of a pump if I want. And that is gone, that is smoked, that one. Okay, it's about 15 further on from my laying up ball. I was just a little bit more aggressive with that drive, so might play into my favour this time. Right, 242 is the flag. My other ball's just 10 yards up there, so I'm going to have again 230 from there. But 245 from here. Again, I'm laying up, so there's no trouble on this one. Only the 2 bunkers that we see just up to the right hand side here, which again aren't going to come into any play. So I'm laying up, so I'm not going to go at the green, but what I'm going to do is try and hit it about 200 yards, so I'll leave a pretty simple pitch down the right. But what I can do is be tactical, because I know everything falls a little bit to the left here on the slope. I can play up to the right so I get above the green and give myself a good look down onto the green instead of pitching back up to it. So I'm going to go over the traps, and then the slope will bring it just back towards the right side of the fairway. And from there, we should again have a pretty good look at the flag. Nice, just drifting a bit too centre for my liking, but it's nicely away. Let's get over to the going for it ball. Okay, so 230 on this one, we had 245 on the other. What I've got here now is actually I can see the flag. On the other one I couldn't. I was trusting my aim line, trusting my yardage, as where now I can see the flag, I can see the left portion of the green, so at least here I know what I'm hitting at. But problem is it's a sloping lie. There is a trap on the left hand side of the green, and then if I were to get it going out too far right, it becomes a difficult pitch back down. So again, I've got to be either on the green or pull a lucky lie like the last one, hopefully not miss the putt. But I'm going to go 3-wood and get this one chasing up. It's right in between a 3-wood and a hybrid, but I think with the cold weather today, one of these is the ticket. It's not bad, it's a little bit right though. Tough lie, hitting a 3-wood off such an upslope. I think I'm going to be about pin high, but up on the right. Going to be a difficult pitch, that one. Ball number one safely in the fairway. I was aiming to get a little bit more up there, but as you can see, straight forward towards the green. Again, the two layups that I've had no pressure really involved with them. The fairway or the target becomes so big that I'm hitting into that I can make a nice confident swing, as where that 3-wood, a little bit nervy on the lie. I've ended up, it's just up near the stakes, just a little bit further up on the right. It's going to be a pretty difficult pitch, as where now I've got a straightforward pitch, a number I like at 75 yards, straight up the green. But can I take advantage? That is the question. It's about 2 inches away. I'm totally changing my strategy from here on out. I don't think I'm ever going to go for a par 5 in 2 again. Let's go and find the other one. No pressure. Found the second ball. Just up here, like I say, pretty much pin high. I'm in a little bit of gnarly rough, but what I've got now, as we can see looking down there, you can see the other ball a little bit further than the way I thought it was. It's about 2 feet. But now I've got a pretty difficult pitch because I've got a big swale. I've only got about 10 feet of green between the fringe and the flag to land it on, so I'm going to have to try and get it airborne, get it landing softly. But this is where knowing the area around the green really comes into consideration if you are going to go for it. Where can you miss it? Is the trouble worth actually going for it? Because now I'm going to have to pull off a pretty high caliber shot, which is going to be a little bit stressful, not going to be as simple and as easy as that pitch as I just had from down on the fairway. So I've got my 58. Let's see if we can get it up in the air and get it landing somewhere near. Oh, I'm literally 3 feet more and that was going to be stone dead, but that is where that pressure has come in. I've been trying to be too cute, trying to force a birdie because I've hit a great drive, a good 3-wood up, and I'm chasing the birdie, as where the other one I've just felt like I'm plodding it along without any pressure. Let's get down to the green, finish these off. Right, so on the green, we've got layup ball very close. This other ball that I've played in, it's literally pitched just here and stopped. If I would have landed somewhere around here, it's on and it's feeding towards, but again, that all comes down to that really trying to push for that birdie and being too cute and not going by the flag. But you never know, we could roll in another beauty here. So let's see how we get on. Go on then, go on. Oh, I tell you what, and it swung. It has swung. I went for that one. I had to make that to have any sort of chance. Finish this one off then. This is for par with the going for it ball. And safely makes his little par. And let's just tap this bad boy in. So that's back-to-back birdies laying up. I do feel, and it's only a YouTube video, but I feel a pressure to try and make the birdie with the going for it ball each time, as where with the other ball I just feel calm, just plod it along. I know I can get there in 3 very comfortably, so it takes that level of pressure off me. Let's have over to the 17th where it's downwind now, so I could potentially make an eagle with the going for it ball, but again, is it going to be a simple birdie with the laying up ball? Okay, so the 17th hole now, this is where it gets interesting. This is where this strategy might really play out, because off the tee, from 200 to 240, as we see over there, we've got bunkers and gorse. So if you pull it left, you are dead. If it's in the bunkers, you can't go for it in 2. When you get down towards the water, that comes into play at about 390 yards. So there's 2 big ponds up near the green, or running up the right hand side of the green, and then it's surrounded by bunkers as well. 1 right, 2 left, and a big slope off to the left. So a lot of strategy comes into play here. With my layup ball, what I'm going to do is make it as easy as I can off the tee. I'm going to take my hybrid, play out to the right hand side away from all the trouble, about 230. That'll leave me potentially wedge down onto the green. Then with my driver, I'm just going to hope, or I'm going to play down the right, try and stay away from the trouble, and see that I get a shot potentially at going for it over the green. Oh, well, this is interesting. I might have just caught the second bunker there, turned it a little bit, failed my hands rotate, but even knowing that I'm not going for it, I'm not that worried, because if it's in a bunker, I can lay up and knock it on. If I wanted to go for it, I would be pretty annoyed now, but hey ho. Ball number 2. This is the going for it ball. We are downwind today, which is going to help, but it is cold. So I just need to get one cutting down the middle, and we should have a pretty good chance at the green. And we've hit a belter. It's down there. That is position A1, straight down the middle of the fairway. Probably leaving myself a mid to long iron into that green. Okay, so a pretty nasty lie there, but like I said, even when I thought it had gone in the bunker, I wasn't too worried, because I know that I'm going to lay up. I've got 148 to get to the water, so I've got my 50 degree out, thinking it's going to take a bit of spin off it. Maximum I want to hit this is 140. With it being downwind, this is my 125 club, so I feel safe with this one. If I got a pitching wedge out, I might just get a little bit of a jumper, but I can play just slightly left of the water now, and then that will leave me a nice wedge into the green again. So take your aim, and again, it feels so stress-free, even though it's a horrible lie. Managed to hack it out of that long stuff. Bouncing down, not gone quite as far as I wanted. I've got about 150, I reckon, in there, but again, it's not an issue. I can hit greens from 150. So this is where I definitely recommend actually going for it, because now I've got 175 yards to the flag. I've hit a great drive down here, and it's now opened up the possibility of going for it. The water's only 40 yards down in front of me. I've got a 7-iron. I'm not going to lay up here. And funnily enough, this is the hole that has led me to that 1 under average, because I've generally been hitting a decent drive and leaving myself this sort of number. So the other ones are the questions when should you go for it? But let's get this 7-iron at the green. Pretty decent, a little bit right, if anything, just right of centre of the green. And I think we're safely on there. So we've got to the layup ball, it's only a little bit further on, it's actually 160 to this flag from here. I was expecting it to go a little bit further out of that rough, but hey ho. But again, I've only got 8-iron into the green now, so it's pretty stress-free, and I can hit these close. So let's see how we get on. Knock this one close and make it 3 in a row. And it's looking dead at the flag. Oh, looks close, that one. We could have a chance at 3 birdies in a row and never ever actually going for it ever again. So here's the 7-iron in 2. Obviously set up by a good drive there, but I think that's what this lesson comes down to. This is the shot we're looking for when we get a good drive away and we've got the chance of the eagle now. Obviously hitting a 7-iron into the green is very different to hitting those 2 3-woods that I did on the previous hole. But if it sets it up, you know, that's what we're all looking for. We want the excitement. But I think the lesson I would like you to answer would be, how many times do you get up, get that opportunity? Are you comfortable of hitting that 3-wood over a couple of bunkers, over water, up near long rough, and actually hitting the green? Because as we saw, it's only led to 1 birdie so far when I got a longer drive away. Or are you going to be more confident, even though you've hit that great drive and you think, oh, I've got to go for it now? Look at this. Even after a poor drive, I've now got pretty much a 5-foot putt for another birdie because I plotted my way down. I felt very comfortable over each shot as I was hitting these because I wasn't taking on too much of a challenge. I broke it down into bite-sized chunks and built the opportunity by playing to my strengths. And that has led to 3 birdies in a row. So guys, a quick lesson there for you. I know it feels good to go for those shots in 2 all the time, but ask yourself, are you biting off more than you can chew? Could you build a good score on par 5s just by plotting your way around? Guys, hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I think I'm going to probably go back to going for it in 2 after that, but I think I should take a leaf out of my own book and start laying up and taking some wedges into greens. Guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.